Alright, welcome back everybody to another bug hunt. I think this is episode 2, and wow, right out the door you're going to notice that there are some differences since the last build. One of the first being we now have TERS more or less implemented. Now I'm going to try and, well, that's a big sun. I'm going to try and keep this relatively brief considering the last video was I think over an hour, and that's a bit much. So let's just get on to it. Specifically, we're just kind of doing general bug checks right now. I have a few bugs that I am aware of. We still got a problem with that. That'll probably be here for a while. But I don't have anything specific I'm looking for. I just want to kind of see how the game plays out. Along the way, I'll show you some new features. One of the new features is turrets. We now have combat. That's probably the biggest thing since last video, is combat is now a thing. And like I said, I have TERS, which stands for Tactical Environment Relay System. That allows me to communicate with my allies. These two ships, the green ones, are my allies. Anything that is white is a friendly. Red or kind of orange, thanks to PBR. No, what is it? Filmic filtering. For some reason, it comes out orange. Anyways, that's bad. And purple is unidentified. So we can, of course, take control of our ship as we did in the last video, and you'll notice the turrets are actually tracking more or less depending on where we're looking. But if we have TERS highlight an object, our turrets will automatically point to the optimal firing solution for that object. Pew! And there they go. So that's kind of cool. So we could go fly over to the food production. If we get within 500 meters of it, we could identify it. But we can also use TERS by selecting our frigates. And right now it says attack target. First bug detected. Fantastic. Alrighty. So for some reason that's not working, even though it clearly worked a second ago. So yeah, I've had a lot of issues with this system since I've implemented it, and I don't know what's going on. Some days this will work, some days it won't, so we're off to a good start. First bug found. Which means, I guess, we are going to have to do everything manually. The good news is, our ship should be set to follow anyway, and clearly in the real game, or, you know, the final game, you're not going to get two Fenrir's right out the door. That's a little generous. But, yeah, I think they're coming. Are you guys going to follow? Maybe they're not. That's okay. We have an alternative way of getting them. So for now, we'll fly to the station and boom. So that's working okay. That's good to know. You may also notice that there was something big blocking the sun. That is planet Thebes. We're at a new place called Phoenix Point. And that's another thing too, is everything is randomized now. There are key locations, and we'll go flying out into space in a second to check that out. Oh, you know what? I just had a thought. I should be able to... Good, stay here. Okay, so if I go into TERS mode, should see if this is working at all. I should be able to just do follow me. Okay, it is working, but for some reason it's not exiting the menu. That's not so bad. I don't know why they didn't identify, though. That is kind of strange. Whoa, buddy. Calm down, buddy. Excuse me, sorry about that. So I got a lingering cough. So we could fly around in the freighter, but you may notice that the Fenrir's have really big guns, and it would be fun to take advantage of that. So here's another feature, which may just be a basic feature for the moment that I'll end up removing. The idea will be some sort of default behavior. So what we'll do is we will set this ship to default behavior, escort player. And now we're on one of our Fenrir's. Looks like the one on the right. It always goes to the one that's closest, so I guess we're a little bit closer to the one on the right. And now, once we fly around, all of our ships should follow us. It says somewhere in fine print. Come on, guys. You coming? Yep. Well, one of them is. Yep, they both are. Okay, perfect. So we've got ourselves a little fleet, which is kind of nice. And eventually we'll have... This will switch out, and it'll be context specific. For now, that's obviously not going to happen. because I just implemented that like yesterday, so there's a lot to deal with. That is a really big star. But yeah, it's kind of cool getting really close to planets. I'm a little sad that Phoenix Point isn't on the lit side of the planet, because it does look pretty cool. On second thought, the textures are still kind of muddy, so maybe it's best it's not, because I can save that for a very spectacular looking shot in the future. So yeah, it looks like our first bug hunt has shown us that TERS needs a little bit of work. And I'm okay with that. I sort of expected it. I love being able to walk around and do everything. So another thing, if you guys would like to give some feedback on this, that of course is always welcome. Here's a question, and write in comments. Oop, here we go. Would you guys like to see an autopilot on your ship? Since you're able to walk around, do you want it more elite style, where you have to basically fly around and guide your ship to a particular target, and you have to kind of like stay there and manage it? Do you think that adds anything to gameplay, or do you think that's too tedious? Would it be better if objects tended to, or you just had the ability to basically say, hey, I want to go here, and then your ship goes there? I personally think that would be a really cool feature, and that's something I could definitely look into implementing. Shouldn't be too difficult, because I'd basically just be hijacking these guys' AI systems for your current ship, which looks like we've got both of them. That's interesting. Remember, again, these are TERS overlays, so these ships are actually nowhere near us. That's just how it is. So you're going to get a little bit of a sneak peek to the key location names in my lore. Alliance Gateway is kind of one I came up with on the fly, and I think I might keep it in the lore. But anyway, the Free World Alliance is basically a culmination of independent colonies, and Alliance Gateway is sort of like going to be their central hub. There's our frigate following us around. So I'm sure you guys are anxious to see some fighting. We will do that momentarily. In fact, I'll probably end up ending the video on it. But just wanted to kind of fly around and look at some places. Now, there's also a hidden planet in the game as well. Well, sort of hidden. It's not that one. Wherever it went. Yeah, it looks like I'm getting culling issues. Kinda don't care. May or may not deal with that. We'll see. It's far enough away. Seeing if I... there it is. Wait, where'd it go? Oh, it's doing the same thing. Off this way. And that one we're not going to fly to. That one I'm keeping secret for a little bit. Unless I have to fly to it, because I'm actually looking for a very specific key location. And that's another thing, is exploration is very rudimentary, but in place. Key locations do not pop up immediately. You have to get within range of them, which means there's a reason to sort of explore the solar systems. And what I'm hoping to do is have sensitivity to sensors for certain key locations. So effectively, certain key locations like asteroid belts and things like that might be fairly easy to see because there's nothing really filtering them. But if there's, like, say, a nebula, and there might be key locations within the nebula, that might do sensor scrambling, so those you might have to fly even closer to. So finding basic resource locations and things like that would be really simple. Hey, there's Janus Mining. That's actually kind of a hard one to find because it's kind of on the outskirts. Interesting. But anyway, yeah, so I lost my train of thought. That's okay. Oh, yeah, so, yeah, there will be, like, key locations on planets and in other areas would be really hard to find, and that's what I was looking for. Briar's Wake, you'll notice that is syndicate-owned. All the different places have different owners. That one's independent. Sheridan's Gateway is owned by New Foods, and Port Winnipeg, United Earth Coalition. As you might expect, the United Earth Coalition and the Free World Alliance don't exactly see eye to eye. I don't think they're going to be initially at war out the door, but more than likely events will transpire that will lead to that. Looks like, hey, look at that, a bunch of freighters going and doing a thing. Whoa, I'm going a little fast. Alright, slow down a bit. And yeah, objects are not to scale in this universe. So, I can't remember if I had sound effects or not, but hey, sound effects. I do enjoy my sound effects. Alright, I'm going to wait here for just a wee bit and see if our ships will catch up. So the TERS system works like it's not occluded, and that's intentional. Originally, I did have it occluded by the ship, and I decided that was a bad idea because it's very important. I mean, remember, this is ultimately a real-time strategy game, so it's very important that the user always has access to information within the gaming world. And so knowing where things is vital. Now, the key locations themselves are probably less important since they're static, but we just saw there's the other Fenrir. We're probably going to get our butts kicked, by the way, just FYI. But in times like this, here we go. Oh, we had a crash. I bet one of our guys came into one of those. Is that all three of their Fenrir? Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to turn around here. Food production syndicate. Oh, okay, that's a factory. Oh, please don't be killing each other. Don't kill my team. Okay, you're shooting at the factory. That's less important right now. Goodness gracious. Frigates. Come on. Frigates. Gosh dang it. Attack. Okay, there we go. Ah, that happens too. Whoa. Yeah. So we've got two sets of cannons on the Fenrirs. The big red ones are, they're going to be the massive cannons. That's going to be why you want a Fenrir's, because of these back cannons. So, come on, buddy. Oh, no, I think we just lost our wingman. Well, we're done for. That's the problem with Briar's Wake, is, it's rough. It's rough. Yeah, we just died. Oh, gosh. So, alright, well anyway, more or less this is a progress report, but it looks like our biggest bugs right now are dealing with... Yeah, so we restarted, so here are our ships again. Oh, and real quick, yeah, every time the game restarts, things get randomized. Planets aren't going to be in the same location anymore. You'll notice the star is different. Now we have a red dwarf instead of a yellow giant. There are some things that stay consistent, basically ownership of key locations, and key locations relative to their planetary bodies stay the same. But, like Janus Mining, there's a Hudson Prospect, and a lot of other little key locations that are just mining fields out there. Those are randomly placed, so you'll never know where those are going to spawn from play to play. And that's one of the things I definitely want to do. I'm debating on how much I want to randomize the actual systems. Like if I want certain planets to be in one system in one playthrough and in another in a different playthrough. I really don't know. I'm kind of riding a line here between replayability and always having a different playstyle every time you play the game, and also keeping some form of like game canon. So, you know, certain systems always have these planets just to make the game consistent. So definitely something that I'm kind of mentally struggling over, but I think what I will come up with will eventually be a pretty good balance between the two. Just the fact that the asteroid belts, you know, end up in different places alone, and the planets and such, you know, I think that might be good enough. There will probably also be key locations that pop up randomly that are not lore specific, but will probably grant the player some bonuses, like good areas for mining or production. I don't want to give too much away, but there might be some things, we'll say, in the universe that could give the player a technological advantage. And all these things could, or at least some sort of resource to getting a technological advantage. But all these things could definitely be randomized and make the game kind of interesting. That's weird. Okay, well. But anyway, we'll just do a quick little flyover. Again, that's the other planet that we will be ignoring for now. But consider that a teaser, especially because in the future, I'm hoping to have the graphics boosted up a bit because, yeah, I'm not thrilled with these planets. They're good. They're okay. But I can't really see it all that well, and I don't want to change my heading. But anyway, yeah, I think they're decent looking, but I think I can do a better job. And I really, yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Let's turn around here. Let's go back to Phoenix Point, and I'll show you, hopefully, unless it did it to me again. Oh, it may have. Let's see. We'll fly to Phoenix Point and not crash into the planet. I guess we're going around the planet. This should be good enough. It likes to be on either a sunrise or a sunset, I've noticed. Nah, it just hates me. It's, Clearly nighttime. We don't need to go to Phoenix Point for me to illustrate this. But as you can see, Phoenix Point's really close to the planet's surface, and when you get kind of low, like in these areas, you can tell the graphics get pretty muddy. Yeah, that's pretty terrible looking. So I know I can do a better job than this, and I plan to. I think I alluded in another video that I actually have really nice planets. I just haven't imported them yet because they're a bit massive to work with. They're a headache to work with, but they're worth it because the quality is just absolutely amazing. So yeah, I'll probably end up going that route, and maybe that'll be the next thing that I work on. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that so far. You know, let's go fly to Hudson Prospect real quick, because we've got a freighter, and I would like to do some trading, just to make sure that's kind of on the up and up still. And then we'll probably call it quits. But, yeah, it's coming along. Still got the basic three, would be foodstuffs, parts and assemblies, and ore. So, again, I actually do have more resources. Whoa, overshot. I do have more resources in the game. I'm just not using them right now because... distress signal. We're going to ignore that. Yeah, I'm just trying to get a basic economy going that I could have a lot of control over, so I decided to just stick with 3 resources at the moment. And we will work more on adding more commodities to the game once I feel a bit more secure about long-term economy. And let me tell you, economy is not easy to balance in a game. This is a lot of work. So if I get it just a little bit off, then in one direction, like if there's too much production, then all the cargo bays get filled up with a single item, and then they stop producing. And if I underdo it, then all the cargo bays at some point go empty, and nobody produces, and you have basically a dead galaxy. So it is really tough to get right. So clearly the answer is some sort of auto-balancing system where, and I haven't quite figured out how to do this, it's probably going to be at least partially some form of supply and demand where, like some product would end up more appealing depending on how scarce it is. And so that might kind of create an incentive to produce more or procure more of it. So yeah, I guess produce more of it because it'll sell for more if it's scarce, and I think that'll help. But yeah, cool. So they've got a few things. We're at an ore place though, aren't we? I don't see them produce. It's probable that what happened. Yeah, okay. So yeah, these guys aren't going to produce ore because they require both parts and assembly, and they require food, and they don't have food. So hey, you know what? Let's go play with that real quick. Gosh, it's nice having wingmen I can trust, sort of. All right, guys, let's go. Where's the other one? There he is. Okay. So we're gonna go fly to, I think, Phoenix Point. Unless, wait, is that? Might be Serenity. Yeah, that's Serenity. We'll go to Serenity. We'll go somewhere new. But yeah, if we flew to Phoenix Point, they have a food manufacturing, or I guess farms. I don't know. It's sci-fi. You know how sci-fi is. Maybe it is food manufacturing. Some sort of green goop that they put on a plate, give you a fork, and say, eat it. Probably really nasty tasting, too. But we'll do one trade real quick. We do have to keep in mind that since combat is in the game now, things could get really, really scary. Okay, not really scary, but we do have to be on our guard because even though I don't have attack forces in yet, the enemy syndicate trade ships do fly by, and they're armed just like I am. So they don't do a lot of damage, and considering I'm being escorted by 2 frigates, they're probably not going to be anything to worry about. But if I jump in first, which is likely, and I jump on top of one of their freighters, I will probably take quite a bit of damage. So I honestly can't remember. Oh, new foods. Okay, it's going to be this one's food production. Hey, look at that logic. I think Port Winnipeg has a parts assemblies and junk. We don't want that. Well, we might if Yeah, if Sheridan Gateway's not producing food, then Port Winnipeg might be where we need to go so that we can get Sheridan making food. Because food production requires parts and assemblies. See, there's a big circle of economy in this game. Things require different things. And it's also another thing that I need to work on too, is it's not really obvious what takes what. Oh crap, we gotta get there before he buys them all. You jerk, you jerk. Come on, there we go. No. There it is. It's so much nicer being able to actually see this stuff. Alright, we gotta be really, really quick. Especially because I forgot to re-enable the timer. Like, the timer set to, I think, 5 seconds for a dock, and it used to be like 10 or 15. So they grab their cargo and leave so fast that they kind of snipe you if you're busy trying to get to the station, offload or unload. Come on, you crazy people. Alright, so what do we got? Okay, cool. I think we got lucky, because I think he jumped into part of the system where... Whoa! That was interesting. Pretty sure that was probably a syndicate freighter. Oh, that's another thing, too, is when ships blow up, they go onto a buy queue, and when that happens, after some time, the faction will build it back. Yes, there's food. We'll take all this. And I don't have gobs of money. That's okay, I guess. So we'll start with that. And then, come on. I need to fix that too. We didn't actually fire weapons. I just have to untick a checkbox in Unity, and I just keep forgetting to do it. That's the planet we're not going to go to. Fly out this way. Wait, no, that's... I think that's Thebes. Yeah, that's Thebes. I'm backwards. This is where we want to go. I think. We'll find out in a second. The nice thing is, right now, and another thing you guys can comment on, how you feel about it, if you discover a key location, that key location stays in your databanks forever, basically. And I kind of like that. But, hey, I was right on target. Cool. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Like, if you go out of range, if it should disappear. There's pros and cons to both. It's nice knowing where everything is, clearly. But at the same time, you get stuff like this where it gets all clustered and weird. And I don't know how I feel about that, so... Yeah, that little jittery stuff going on is kind of irritating. I don't know, maybe I can find a shader or something that'll deal with it. We'll see. Alright. So let's see if we can perk up the Hudson Prospect economy. I'm tired today. I'm sorry. I want to have more energy for you guys, and I really do apologize for that. I've been fighting databases in my day job, and I'm just, like, totally burned out. The only reason I'm here right now is I feel kind of bad. I was supposed to get another bug hunt out last week, and that did not happen, and right now is literally the only time I can record a bug hunt until next week. So I thought that I would just kind of chug one out, and hopefully it will be a good one. Freighter, Finner, those are probably mine. That's another thing you can talk about. These are more than likely my ships. I kind of like the fact that you don't know what they are until they get within scan range, even though they are mine. It just adds a little bit more of a fear factor, like, is that really my ship, or is that another ship? Who knows? But, I don't know, that might be irritating for some people. Certainly, anything you don't own should stay purple when it jumps in, but maybe you guys think that's a little too much for owned ships. So, if you have any thoughts on that, or opinions, justifications, write it in comments, and I will have a look at it. Alright, we're at the ore relay, so it's time to offload food. Someone already did, huh? Nope, parts and assemblies for... We gotta do it quick, too, because I believe they're supposed to... I'm an idiot. I'm on the wrong thing. I'm supposed to... Yeah, this is another thing I've been kind of considering, is maybe having a unified trade thing. But typically, you always offload cargo, so if you want to sell, you do it from your ship. If you want to buy, you do it from theirs. So there we go. Now, we will fly down over to here, so we're on the station. And, whoa, what just happened? That is odd. We got a new bug. That should have generated 1 ore. But I guess the good news is ore is in fact being produced. So that's cool. But yeah, you can see now that we have foodstuffs and parts and assemblies, we are generating ore. Yay! So yeah, I think this whole thing's going to be a little bit different. The cargo is probably going to look relatively the same, but I think what I'm going to do for this section on the info display is separate this into probably cargo, which is just anything and everything that is being stored, and then I'll probably have supplies and production. So separate it in 3 categories, basically. And that, I think, will make it a little bit easier, because if you're like, hey, why is production not working? You can look at supply and you'll go, oh, that's 0. I should probably go find some of those. And I think that'll be a lot easier to figure out how the economy works with stuff. So right now it's super enigmatic. I recognize that, and I do plan to fix it. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. But what I wanted to do was definitely, oh, what the heck, we'll do one more fight because it is really fun. So, but yeah, basically get the combat system in for you guys to watch. So, once again, let's go down in a hail of gunfire, and then we will call it a video. So we'll snag one of these guys. I wish I had more money. Oh, that is something, though. Before I jump on one of these, I gotta slow down anyway. You will notice we're at 7,500 credits. If you're paying attention earlier, we started with 5,000. So, yes, you can make profit in this game. There it is. And we found it. Briar's Wake. It took a little bit of flying. It was all the way on the other side of the solar system, such as randomization. But yeah, as you can see, we're kind of a bit far away from everywhere else. But hey, if you're a nasty crime syndicate, then I suppose being out in the boondocks is beneficial. Okay. I'm thinking about just jumping in and waiting for my reinforcements and just hoping that they make it. This is going to get ugly, and once again, I think I'm going to... Okay, there we go. Nope, I did fine. Yay me. Not even good at my own game sometimes. That's life. Alright, jumping in. Wish me luck. As if. There's no way we're going to win this, by the way. They have 3 frigates by start. So, where are they? Okay, they're all up there. And they're clustered, of course. And since I am unidentified... Actually, you know what? We don't want to get too close to that. I think that's ours. So, this is how it works. If I get within sensor range of anything, sensor identification works 2 ways. That means they will identify me as well. As long as we are flying around... where are you going? Okay, there's ours. As long as we're flying around, they won't care. But if we get too close to them, they'll know we're hostile to them, and they will just straight start attacking us. I don't know this... I thought I had this fixed, but for some reason it looks like they are not trying to identify me. I'm not sure why that is, so I'm gonna have to go through this AI again. It keeps doing this. Alright, let's do this. See? Look at that. Boom! Oh, my stupid... Come on. Just hit something. Actually, that's not... We need to be focusing fire. That's not... Oh, wow. I got taken out so fast. So, yeah, that just happened. Alright, guys. So, I gotta tone back the AI or something just to... Oh, gosh. Hey, while we're here, let's, frigates. Oh, gosh, dang it. That drives me mad. Oh, we got it. Okay, cool. Gosh, dang it. That's another issue. Okay, we just lost a buddy, but we're fine. Everything's good. Can we do it? Can we do it? Why are you not firing back at him? We're gonna die again. Yeah, this is clearly way too hard. It's kind of fun, though. I'm actually glad it's too hard rather than too easy, because, you know, you can always back down hard difficulty. It can be difficult to notch up easy difficulty, so I'll find a way to balance it out better. Maybe make the AI just a little bit more derpy or something, but, and, you know, I could save this, of course, for, like, a nightmare mode or something. There are also some more ships that I need to create, and once those ships are in the game, it will actually add more of a paper, rock, scissors sort of feel to the game. So that's always a possibility. The big one that I'm really anxious to get is the Destroyer, which is essentially going to be your long-range artillery unit. And so having one of those things, you can just park in the back and nail the Fenrir's at distance and not even take damage. Of course, they'll be countered with fighters, and if a Fenrir gets close enough, it will just completely tear it apart because destroyers are going to have paper-thin armor compared to frigates. So anyway, that's a lot of delving into background and everything. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy presenting bug hunts for everybody so that you guys can follow along in the development of Forward Unto the Stars, my own personal space trader / Forex. And I'm anxious to see you guys in the next one. Hopefully next week we'll see. And remember, like the video, subscribe, and share, because I would like to build a community as best as I can around this thing, and of course, your input is always encouraged, so throw some comments down there. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one.